know how that works. And so I have a big love for the arts, especially after being in Kosho. I always have had, but I have a need to protect those things because I find that they're very precious. If you study the history of the martial arts, you're going to see that it's more than just kicking and punching. Walk through it as a vehicle that enhance everyone's lives. And that's basically what I'm all about. I work 7 days a week. I'm lucky to have maybe 2 or 3 days off. But it's just a desire to see and protect the art. That's one thing my teacher wished before he died. He wanted to make sure the Kempo was brought back to what it should be, or it was meant to be, and that was Kempo. It was clarified what the name Kempo means to be, because that translation got lost. And not everybody, anyways. Well, a couple people spoke. I was explaining that to you last time, Joel, in the car. And a lot of times, we as Americans will, by not studying the cultures, not understanding the cultures that certain art forms come from, we do a lot of butchering. We butcher language. We don't understand what something means, so then we start thinking it means something else. And we walk around and be foolish a lot of times. And a perfect example of it. Just like basic phonetic differences in the language, can make a big difference in how meaning it is. So, trying to clarify that with people, it seems to be happening. It's working. Over the last 8 to 10 years, a lot of the people that I associate with outside of Kempo, I would say are some of the top martial artists in the world. And you'll see, I think it's one Sensei saw when he came down to Sacramento. You'll see some of the top people in Aikido, top people in Shorei, Juchnik, Indonesian art, Filipino art. We all get along. We all get along. And these guys' level of skill is unparalleled. I mean, but they're the nicest people in the world. They'll be the first one to open up a car door for you. They'll be the first people you want in your house to come visit you. And today in the martial arts, unfortunately, there's a lot of plug mentality. And usually those that project that kind of mentality don't know what they're doing. They lack when it comes to skill and everything else. What I'm hoping to do is see that the martial arts are looked upon as the vehicles that enhance people's lives and make them better people. And skill-wise, finding somebody, that's easy. That's pretty easy. That's how we spend our time. You know. Just go through some moves, kicking, punching. All you men that are married, then you go home and get beat up by your wives, right? And you're done showing off for yourself in the school. And then reality sets in. It's a good vehicle to better enhance it. That's a little bit about it. That's a lot. A lot. And I'm Polish. I was talking about that. That's why it don't make sense a lot of times. Any questions at all? Mike, you let me know when you're ready to start.
I think we're ready. The folks from Illinois aren't there yet, but it's fog.
What's wrong with those guys? People, every part of the country you go to, some of these guys in Illinois, some are supposed to start at 9 and you show up at 11. 7:30, and a big
That's how the whole city works.
Huh?
It's the whole city of Chicago.
Is that what it is? Mike went out to the seminar we had. I had about 300 people there. It was close to that. And we got several classes on at the same time. It went like that the whole time. Of course, even then, I can't lie. A lot of those guys are that way, too. We'll go ahead and start. This guy here's got to be the chief instructor, right?
Oh, the next one.
That's the next chief instructor? All right. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how well, first of all, I like to keep things informal for this reason, especially now, so we can get acquainted, we keep things light, so that nobody is restricted like this. I'll never forget one time making a seminar by Fumio Demira back in the 60s, and Muro went out and everybody's expecting a big hard workout, and went, okay, everybody wanted to, let's start. That was a workout. I think if your mind is free, it's very, very important. We'll cover a lot of Reishiki later, which is etiquette in different dojos. And I'd like you guys to ask those questions. Also understand, my background in martial arts is vast. It's not just Kempo. And there are so many styles and systems today. Ask questions about it, okay? I was talking to you last time about capoeira, Brazilian. And yet bring those things up, okay? So, let your mind be free, and you cannot ask a stupid question, okay? I might give you a stupid answer, but, okay, so I'm going to keep things light that way, okay? But anyway, let's just bow here, okay? And you bow any way that you want, okay? Okay, Shorei. Okay. You guys just relax, okay? Have a set or a seat, okay? And I think what I'm going to do, I told Mike a lot of times we need to go on in conversations and the blood stagnates and all of this kind of thing, and I don't want to do that today. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to use Mike just a couple of times, Joel, so you can get the idea, because Mike is, he's okay with me before. I'm going to just kind of give you guys something to do, and I want you to have any questions. And Sensei, if you don't mind me asking this, so all the students know basically what you're doing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So what I hope to do then, within the next couple of years, is give you guys so much information, your brains are going to swell. You're going to go home at nights, you won't be able to sleep.
Good boy, Mick.
Okay, and you guys are going to learn a lot of things. And I want to explain to you too, also, my students, if you came to my school, my students never know what I'm going to teach them. When they walk out of there, they're doing this all the time. Okay, I got them always scratching their head. The idea is a martial arts is supposed to induce stop. Okay? They're not supposed to satisfy you to where you forget to see the whole picture. Okay? Anytime you get information, you want that information building on so that you can see more and more things out of it. You were talking to me last night about seeing some of my tapes. Okay, these tapes are all abstract in nature. They are not regular techniques. Actually, what I do on those tapes, I never know what I'm doing until I do it. And if you ask me to do it again, I wouldn't be able to do it again. But it'll probably look similar the next time. Okay? First of all, we understand this. When it comes to blocking a right punch, nobody throws a right punch the same twice. Right? Nobody. Why? Body angle changes, positioning changes, your environment changes, your timing changes. Any of those elements that change in the deliverance of a punch, it changes everything. So the idea is what you want to do is you want to learn to adjust and understand in a conceptual manner what takes place. Now a lot of systems today work technique. Okay? Technique is very good. We have three ways that we break things down in Kosho Ryu. One is kata, two is waza, three is bonkai. What is a kata? Like what you want to call it. Okay. What is kata? Anybody know? Give me an answer. What?
Form.
Form. Okay. What is that?
Form.
What is form? It can be picking your nose. That's kata. So in Kosho Ryu, to the Kosho Ryu mindset, you think in terms of kata is doing every single thing you do. It is not just doing a complete form. It is getting into a dachi or a stance, getting into a position, getting ready to do something. It is bringing the arm up. There's a kata within it. Then the waza is what? Waza means technique or trick. Waza literally means trick. A lot of times today, what I'll do is I go to a car lot. You're going to see the car salesman using what I call fuchi waza. You know what fuchi means? Mouth. Okay? So they use mouth tricks. Okay, now, then we use the next term, which is the bunkai. Bunkai means discussion. That is the abstract. That is going way above a technique. You see a block, you can make that into a throw. You see a hip rotation, and with the block, then you have 2 or 3 strikes out of the one block. Then, if a guy throws a right, left, and you're just doing a block, you're going to see a block, blocking the right, you're going to see countering the left, blocking the next strike, and countering again with the throw. So bunkai has no limitation. That is what your goal is to understand bunkai. Then you can walk around and you watch some guy go get an ice cream cone and you say, he's getting that ice cream cone and doing this, you say, God, what a beautiful stroke. God, look at that. And as he licks it, then you're going to see the rotation takes place with the elbow, and you just saw another strike and an elbow. Okay? I know it sounds crazy, but it's a beautiful world, man, when you get there. There's something to be said for being schizophrenic. Okay? All right. All right. So let's just take this block first. Okay, punch. All right. What we're going to do is just take a block, but we're going to angle the hip at this angle. Okay, now I want you to see something with Mike. First of all, there's two factors. One is a punch. When a guy punches you, he's hitting what? He's hitting your center. So in other words, and you'll see this, you'll see it in your classes. I see martial artists do this all the time. This is one thing Matosi used to yell at me about. And he made sense. When a lot of people practice a punch, let's say they're going to bring the hand across from here to here, you'll see the student have a tendency to punch over here so that this guy can get his hand over. Am I right?
Yeah.
Or, that's it. Or the guy will punch here, but it'll be short. Nobody hits you here. You don't have to block that. So what we want to do is you want to learn to carry your punch through, one. Two is you, as a receiver of the punch, change your body angle. So if I'm here, what I'm going to do is I lean. Now, if you see, if I'm standing here, and he seeks to hit me center, you see where he's at now? Now, the hand is going to come from here or here. But if I lean the body, I've just changed the direction of this punch. Okay? Now that punch is coming here. So now if he's leaning, now if my weight is to my right, that means I should step to what? My left. If my weight is to my left, I should step to the right. Martial arts schools also always practice what?
Block the right punch, then you do this, and then if you block the left punch, then you do that.
You don't have the time to think about that. Besides that, the angle of strike is always the same. It's always going to hit you in the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lean to the right, and Mike's going to punch. As he hits, I lean to the left, and where am I? I'm to the back side of Mike. You see? All right, now all I want him to do is hit me. But I mean hit me. Okay, so as he's back again, as he goes to hit, in this position, now I'm here. Now from this posture, there's a saying that we use in Kosho Ryu, which deals with the octagon, which we'll kind of cover on. So a lot of this seminar, the 2 days, you're going to see, what did he say? Okay. Now the next thing he's going to seek to do is what? He's going to seek to hit my center again. I'm not here now, I'm here. Okay? So that means he's going to rotate the body to try to come around. Now as he does so, what I'm going to do is put my weight back to my left to my right. Because I always go back to where I was. So as he punches again, this is what happens to him. Okay? So what's happened to Mike here, if I make contact and hit him, three things take place. Neck, back, and leg break. On one hit. So if Mike's here, and he strikes, he's got one, he hits again, this is what happens to him. You guys understand? Now all I had to do is this. Nothing more. And it doesn't matter if the guy throws a left or a right, because the only thing that changes then is your target where you hit it. So the idea is what you're doing in Kosho and Kempo is studying natural law. Is studying how somebody's going to move. Now I'm going to give you guys a real weird way that we're going to do this. Now I was thinking about how we could get this concept going across to people. I used to do this a long time ago. Let me see. Do you have a coat? Is there a coat in here? Can you go get me a coat? And then I'm going to have you guys do your hands. First of all, always go back to where you were. Always move twice. Your opponent moves first, you're moving second. Who has the advantage? He does. Or she does. So, if you move twice, there's a concept in the Kosho Sensei taught me called 7-10. Any movement with a force of 7, the secondary motion is the force of 10. That means that you stay ahead of your opponent's movement. Jeez. Okay, now, I want you to hit this. Go ahead. Stay right here. Now, you're going to hit me. Total. You guys see what we're doing? Stay right there.
Like a ball.
You got it, buddy. See where I'm at?
Like a ball.
Just like a ball. Just like the ball. Okay? That's it. Like a ball. Okay, so what we're going to do is you guys are going to do this principle. All you're doing, see, is because this guy wants to hit your center. The worst problem you guys are going to have as you deal with these concepts and theories is you'll be doing what we call heat-seeking missiles. So you guys will be, you'll throw a punch, you got to be over here, you go, I got you. So you got to learn to rotate the body, throw it in. You guys understand? Because in a street situation, he hits. If he hits, I'm here in this posture, he hits again. I know he's going to hit me. Okay? All he has to do, Kosho Kempo will only work if a guy's trying to hurt you. A lot of the other systems only work if the guy's not hurt. Then you end up sparring to compensate. You see? So, in this posture, go slow motion on his mind. If he's going to hit me now, I go back to where I was again. Okay? Neck, back, snap. Okay? Now, the other thing is too, right? If I'm in this position, you look at the posture. This has to retract. All I have to do is stop or hinder this at all. He goes to punch again. See what takes place? Now I have this. You can operate a throw now. You guys understand? Okay?
Yeah.
All right, so I want you guys to visualize a cape. We're going to tear off, going to work punching. You lean to one side or the other. If you choose to go to the right side or left side, it's up to you. I don't care. The leaning is important. Why? Yeah, but what do you do naturally? Everybody leans. Okay? The game tape, which is posture positioning. One of my guys, which you might even work with him, like the guy called Rob Brewer, and Rob flew with me once to Denver. He was saying, Sensei, how do you get your hand where you're going? And we're on a plane. I said, Rob, what kind of plane? I said, if you notice, everybody in that plane is leaning to one side or the other. Understand that. Everybody, nobody stands up straight. If they do, they're in the military, and it's very difficult. Your body is naturally going from a change of balance to imbalance. Is that true? Movement is a falling process. If I want to go towards you, I have to fall. I have to catch myself. Okay, so that's all we're doing. Got it? Everybody, does this make sense? So you lean, hold your cape, and move, go back to where you were. Now, then have them focus a punch on your center. As they do, go back to where you were. Okay? Everybody else with it. You guys understand what we're doing? Okay, what you guys are going to do is you're going to play the board. You're going to work the board. The board. Okay, so you guys are going to do this almost like bullfight. Okay? Almost like bullfight. So you guys can picture your cape. Okay? Here's your cape. And come here, bud. Okay, now, here's the board. And you're going to hit this, okay? You hit me here, okay? Go ahead and start hitting. Go ahead. And then you're going to go up. Punch all the way through here, okay? Then, so you pick this, you got horns here. Then you're going to come around, you're going to gouge me here. As you do, go ahead, start gouging. And I give you the cape. Okay, you guys understand what we're doing? Then, stay right there, then you're going to gouge right here. You turn your body as you do. Go ahead, start doing it. Total. See? Just like a bull. Okay? That would actually be pow. Boom! Got it? Boom, boom. Wake up. Okay. All right, you guys understand? Do it slow, okay?
Come over here. Guys, face your partner.
Instead of using the stance,
You guys know what he's doing?
he's here.
Except one person back here.
He's punching.
You punch first.
Okay? Now he's going to hit me here, okay? He does. If you think about it,
You guys start going to lean on one side.
okay?
And when you
It's
punch,
very
you
awkward
can't
for
go the
everybody
other.
to move around the stance. Usually if somebody in the street saw you walking around like that, they arrest you to a bathroom. Right? Okay? But we have to. The idea is to be in a natural state. Now, what he wants to do now is move out of your way. He does. You see what happens? Okay? Now, who's got to stay? Put your weight forward. Start putting your weight forward. Who's stronger?
Just a little bit slower.
You or me? Okay, but there's no base.
Don't know how to do it. Look like she's doing pretty good.
That's right.
Go punch at her. Ready? That's the second one. Oh, you want you back to the same place where you started, see?
Your hands back where they go there.
Wait.
Well, if you have
You
to,
ready?
if you don't, you know.
Right.
Oh, you really punch like you meant it. You can't go like this and power. Okay? watching this way. Let's be careful about this coffee, okay? I want you to way away from that.
And, we practice one.
Can you punch and Mick now? Don't punch and use. You gotta he's gotta move out of the way. Move into the other bowl. Back up. He's gonna do it. You want to move over here.
That makes sense?
Good. Well, you don't keep following what you're saying.
Exactly. All right, class, come in. Come in. Okay. Let's see. Joel, here. Working with Joel here. Okay, fine. Okay, now, as he's here, what we're doing as far as this cape thing, okay? We're dealing with centers, okay? And the one thing that's very hard for people to do is to be able to adjust their mindset. Once you've been doing karate punches for so long, it's hard for you guys to go into a natural state. Am I right or wrong? Think about it. What would people do if they started walking around in karate stance all the time? They're either going to escort you to the restroom, okay? Or they're going to call a hospital and say, this guy's got a problem, okay? Now, in a street situation, people move naturally, okay? So the purpose of the cape is here's a cape, this is my center. I move my center away, but my hand ends up where the cape was. So as he starts to turn and punch again, I go back to where I was, okay? He has to run across that path. You got Kosho shakes? See? Now, if I really hit you here, what would happen? Okay? The idea is when you hit somebody, you want to make sure that one is you're not going to hit them; they're just going to move back and come at you. You ever remember that thought in your head? What if doesn't work? Oh, what now? That's why you want to practice putting a smile on your face and being nice to people. There's always that time. So this guy strikes as he hits, and I come to this posture position. I'm doing two things. I'm never blocking that at a 45, always a 90 degrees. This is the other thing this gives you. Blocking at a 45 means you got to pick on body mass. If Joel goes to rotate to hit me right now, he starts to punch. What does that do to you? How much strength am I getting again? Feel my finger. That's about it. Okay. All right. He starts to punch again. I go back to my center. What's happened to you? Am I using strength? I take my foot in at the same time. I apply a little bit of this. What do you feel? The hand comes down and across. That body is going to snap. Okay. Now, here's your good thing about this strike. If this man goes to hit, I can control his weight and his posture. I don't have to hurt him. Right? Now what happens to you here? I just take my right foot down now, and Joel go real light with this, and it's so weird to go down and feel the pressure. Okay? That's all I got to do. Take the foot here. Take off. If you develop your skills like this, you don't have to hurt somebody. But if you do hit them, you're hurt real bad. Okay? So that's all we're doing. Yes, buddy. You had your hand up. Him first.
Oh, why are they shaking?
It's cold outside. No, because his body's all positioned. Okay? All right? You guys get to work. You guys understand? You understand? These are your muscles. So. Yeah. He's way over here. Way over here.
That looks like it.
My alignment here just changed everything. Why look around? I can't manipulate his head.
Chicken?
So I turn my head. Okay, so you always have alignment, especially
But actually,
this stuff is going to be out there. For a while you're going to see. That's okay. That's all right. By the end of the 2 days, you guys will start getting good. Huh? You think about everything you do naturally. If you're going to pick something up, right, body flow, check the second. You do this.
Check the second. Check the back.
Yes. We don't know what
When you check it, okay?
Yeah, I mean, but really, all we're just good. Relax.
Rub it out.
Well, I'm not sure. Let me tell you how you got it.
Well, you take into each other. It's not perfect. Don't your hand.
You're moving to this center.
Go ahead, keep going.
If she starts to punch, all you're doing is go back to the original center. But what you're doing is you're in slow motion.
Jared, you're not supposed to take it to the next level.
What you want to do is replace the center by you stepping back a little bit so she starts to punch. So this thing will allow you coming through. That's why you got to take it on. So what you're doing is you're replacing your center. So she goes to hitting it. Go take a little bit. Yes, sir. Well, what we're doing now
You want to go opposite your body with your feet, though. Opposite with your body, because you're trying to move your body out of the way.
All right, class, back. Okay, I just want you, I'm going to jump around with a lot of things. Here's another thing, structure. When we overstructure ourselves, then what we do is we start creating rules and regulations in our mind. This is what some of you guys are doing. This is all normal, okay? This is all normal. My students, when they first come into school, they're trying to say, how do you do that? How do you do that? I don't understand. First of all, you don't know that you have a head because our eyes are, right? Our eyes are up here. Body follows the head. Remember that. Alignments, when it comes to strength or aligning yourself, if the head is away from center, when I talk center, I'm talking what we call third eye, hara, tendia, okay? All points meet to center. Anything you guys do, anything, you will approach natural center. If you pick something up, you naturally do this, right? You don't go this way, okay? When somebody goes to hit you, they are doing this. They are applying natural center. Your objective is, in Kempo is the study of natural laws that pertains to yourself. So, the objective in defeating your opponent is to defeat his senses, and at the same time eliminate the senses that hinder your abilities to respond and move in a natural state. So we want him unnatural. We want him crossing the center. So when Joel hits, and I do this, see my centers? Now, because I'm at the 90, this means Joel has to cross his center to hit me. Not yet, not yet. So, if I go back to where I was, because he's coming here, I will reach a 90 again, but his body will be in a weightless state. So, slow motion, when he punches, I go back to here. Who's got center? Do I have center? Where's Joel's center? Look, this is crossed. These are all crossed points. This posture here, this is called lung meridian. At this point, he tries to regain center naturally. If I interfere with lung meridian as he's throwing it what we call a yang strike, seeking yang, look at my finger doing. It's going in on. Okay? What's taking place is this part of the body is the acceptance of my hit. So if I'm hitting, doing this, he's centered. I'm centered, but he's not. You see what I'm doing? So hitting or doing anything else is going to have maximum effect. You look at my hip right now where he's at, okay? Still, I maintain centers in 90s. Now, problems you're having right now is you're thinking. It's normal. It's normal. You throw a good punch. She's tough. But as you guys watch things, watch centers and watch how they change, okay? But take your time. Communicate with your communicate with the person. So you say, okay, fine, we're going home. And she's like, I think I got this. he said to go back to where I was, but put my hand where my center was. Here's my center. So I step here, but I put my hand here. Okay? Okay, now you're going to hit me here. Okay, start. Wow. Okay, okay. Now, at this point, too, there's another tape I have called taking. You see this? For this to hit me now, this has to go back this way. If I put my hand here as he starts to punch, see where I'm at now? Okay? So the objective is as you guys are working, strike. As you guys are working, you're moving, strike. This way you never, when you hit a guy, you don't hit him backwards. He goes where? Oh, straight down. If I unleash right here and impact here, the whole spine's going to snap. Okay? Hands here, what do you feel? Okay, the whole spine goes, okay? Okay, so if you do stuff like that, somebody, what happens to you? You don't really want to do that. Okay, but you guys understand? Got it? So don't worry about it. When you guys start thinking, you'll be doing this. Punch. Okay, all right, go ahead and punch. And then you go, oh, that's because that's right, I got to think. Okay, but that's okay. That's all right. Have fun. Go back to work.
Sure.
Okay. You guys know, God, I know.
But I didn't think either.
I'll show you guys a game when you guys are here. I'm going to show you guys a game. When somebody puts, what you guys want to do is practice. Touch what you said. How many steps? Just practice doing that. Touch here. Just practice doing that. Touch here. Touch. You're better than I am. Okay? So what you guys want to do is this. You think in terms of the way you can do
Hey,
you go block.
Miguel, knock it off.
You do this as one that. But sometimes what you guys practice doing is just touch. I bet I can't either. But I bet you can't one line here.
Because I asked him.
Oh, you guys, I'll show you.
No. Yes, it is. Oh, I didn't know you were right. It's not right either, but how come it goes?
I'll bet you anything. I'll bet you.
Okay.
Well, I can touch you there. You block my ears, and I'll give you a block. Okay? Which hand is yes. Let's try again. I'm going to touch you here. Where I can touch you there, I'll give you my gold box and block me, okay? Okay.
I think you did both.
Okay, ready? Ready?
That might be the third punch.
This is? You're late.
Or is it?
You're late. All right.
Okay, let's try again.
Before I can touch you, so you get your hand on this line. Come on, you're ready. Okay.
It's more realistic.
This is one. Ready? Let's try it again.
Seems like it's more like a keto as far as the sound.
No? But you can't do it. See?
My girlfriend just had
Gold
one.
box.
See, that's what, I'm talking to one guy.
Can I do it? You guys don't mind? You have little things in your eyes. They're called rods and cones. And you see things. It takes you so much time to go to your brain and make your hands do what they gotta do. When you're standing this close to somebody, yeah, but see, when you're standing this close to somebody, they can't block. Nobody can block it. Nobody. You understand? That's why you need to get so far away from somebody. If your eye okay? So one thing you always need, you always need to you guys go back and forth, okay? Go ahead. How we doing? You doing okay? This kid. All right, class. Yeah, you guys have a seat. Right where you're at. Okay. There's a thing that we call reticular activating system, which is stimulus proceed to the eye, register the brain, which allows you to respond or move. Okay? I was just showing the kids this. That at certain distances, when you use what we call tunnel vision, now this is in Kosho Ryu, in Kempo, you want to study eye training, posture training. These are very, very important. Probably more important than any type of technique you're going to work. Because this is what signifies to your brain, which allows your hands and body to respond, which means that you can move on time. Joel punches me, okay? If you notice, am I looking at Joel? When you watch me, I will never look at anybody. I learn to see without looking. That's a key. Very important. If your eyes are looking at the punch, and then you block, you're always going to be late, your posture's going to be incorrect, and your stance is going to be slow. And therefore, you'll tighten up. Okay? So you learn to see without looking. You always look forward with a slight angle. This also will help you relax when it comes to your breathing state as well. Okay? And I don't know if you guys understand about that, but sometime this weekend we're going to make sure we cover that in a lot of depth. So when I've got a guy and say he hits me, okay, what I'm doing is I respond when I see him moving. If I don't respond at the punch, when his body moves, that's when I move. Okay? You guys understand? The punch will be there, right? If it's not, I move to the other side anyway. Now, once you get good enough at this, anytime, you do this. Now, I don't care how fast he punches, I can be behind him by the time he throws a punch. You guys understand?
Mm-hmm.
So if he, okay, anytime, doesn't matter how fast he punches. So I don't really have to block that stuff. Okay? Now what this would do to Joel's mind is what? Two things have happened. One is he's punched. The other thing, he is using tunnel vision. I use peripheral. In using tunnel vision, your visual plane stops here. If I can learn to move to this angle, I've disappeared, haven't I? What does that do to his mind? Okay? You guys understand?
Yeah.
Now these are drills that you want to learn to work on. So your block is not to block to do damage to the hand anytime. It's to control the rest of the body. I control his elbow as he punches. Punch. I stop his punch. You see, the leg is here. Body posture is here. And he goes. Bang. Okay? So, any type of blocking maneuver you want to do, you can do it. It'll always work. Why? Because he has to follow a certain center to hit. You take your hand, put it to where your body was, your hand will definitely meet his arm. You won't miss. You can't. Now these concepts come from my teacher, which were practiced in the past with sword. So when they drew the blade, they cut with it. Your opponent would always have to run into the blade, which is actually flawless weaponry. So let's say if Joel's here again, and he hits, I don't have to deal with his blade. All I got to do is bring my blade across and just cut him in half. You understand? Okay? Now the problem with this is, to the martial artist who practices karate, and this is the thing, this is the thing that drove me nuts, is, I know I'm just bringing that up, I'm sorry. The thing that drove me nuts was, I had to go back to 5 schools and tell my students I'm that's fine. And you're all over me. And so you're all, what's wrong? I just flew back and did this. I wanted to do this. Or this. You guys understand? Yeah. All right? Now, it doesn't take you that long to get good at this. Using peripheral vision. But once you do, okay, when you hit him, hit me quickly. Hit me quickly. Right? See where I'm at? Am I moving fast?
Yeah.
No, I'm not, am I? But it's on time, okay? If you understand the body and how the body moves, see where my leg is? Hit me again. What happens to it? All I have to do is just maneuver the knee slightly, okay? And he's a totally different cat. He regroups to hit. Go ahead. That's all you got to do. Big deal.
Yeah.
Okay? Doesn't take that long to do this either. Okay, now, ladies, when you're on the dance floor and a guy gets fresh with you, you'd be surprised what kind of stuff we could do to this. You put your finger there and it will. Okay? All right? All right. Everybody understand? So you gotta learn to see without looking. That's what you're doing. Right now, this is what we're going to do. You're going to practice your different blocks, but you're going to be open hand. That's right. I'm going to practice touch. Not Not a big hard block. You can go this way. This. Anything. Anything you want, okay? Just touch it. Make it easy. Got it? Okay, go ahead. I know this is kind of upsetting because I know you put a lot of hours in blocks. They have so many things to do that. Too bad. Walk in there. Too bad.
Only in the
You guys want to work out? So in the meantime, I like that.
What's going on, Mick? Do it right, Mick.
Gonna get a headache otherwise.
We're limited.
How do you trip monkey?
I don't think you need to work on the tripping part right yet.
Just don't.
Well, once you stand up and
No, I
I don't care. I just know that I'm going to
Feel it. Yeah, I used to lay there just
last time I do it out, like this.
instant, nastier,
Punch me.
Remember you lean here. Lean.
Gently, guys, gently. Oh, Jared.
Totally both of those. Oh, you mean like this?
Hey, Jared, your hour's up. Mike said any time now.
She's on the wire.
Gotcha!
Okay, Jared, where are you going? Come on out.
Hey, guys. We got more guys coming in, so. Okay?
Too much stuff.
Careful, careful. All right, you guys learn something? You guys learn something?
Yeah.
Good. You learned ouch.
Are you gonna get me
Water tape available?
These?
Yeah, what?
These are all available.
So they're, you order them?
Give them here, anything you guys try and keep yours.
Don't wait till you go to
If you didn't bring it, start watching it.
Yeah. New system.
It's more real?
Yeah.
I mean, reality is, couldn't even stream
Put them down.
for my class TV.
Yeah, what, left hand we worked with was doing we don't want to wait for those guys to
Your baby should never do that.
You punch me here, okay? Now, you punch me here. When you punch, you look for your body. So what we're doing, you're working angles.
You shouldn't come in late with us.
No, you didn't come in late. You understand what we're doing? You teach your basic. I'm gonna jump. That's good. All you see is this. All you want to destroy is the human. A lot of times, anytime you dodge over, sit up. You're going to throw my you're going to still aim for my head. Even though my body's here. 12 tools are here, so you put a punch. And you're done yourself. Yeah, not in that position. You first get in the end, right? This part, it's not going dormant. Just pass. That's when he said, just go here. I'm not concerned about yourself anymore because you've already spent all the other So basically, we're showing you're the defender. I'm going to punch in. What you want to do is not look at you. You want to look down. Like in class, just young man. Okay. Win. Have a seat. Okay, 7 go. Okay. When you guys are, first of all, you want to understand something. The idea is this. When you're fighting someone or you have to defend yourself, two terms we use, two Japanese terms. Dachi, which means stance. Game means position. In Kempo, Game is always superior to Dachi. Dachi is stagnation. Stances are dead. The only thing that makes a stance any good is the transitional movement from one stance to the next. That is what gives it validation. If you see some guy that just does this, well, all you got to do is cut 2 inches and you're out of his range. Okay, it makes his stance dumb. But posture and positioning with everything that you do is the most important thing to do. Okay, now, distancing. Always create the illusion. This is a setup. Kempo is a preparatory art first, reactionary second. Meaning you have to know where you are at any given time and place. If I'm fighting Joel, I think he's going to fight. First thing, see where my posture is here? That is improper for me. Because now I got to deal with a roundhouse punch. How do I deal with a roundhouse punch? I got to do this. But if I lean here, it will no longer be a roundhouse punch. I've done 2 things. I position my left hip. You have a staff, Sensei?
Yes, sir.
I position my left hip on the opposite side of his body. So technically I'm here. Okay? I've also taken my right hip into the lean, and I position myself on this side of his body. So technically what I've done to him, without him knowing it, is I'm to both sides of his body with a slight movement. So I'm not even facing him now. If he seeks my center, right away that means I'm going to move. So if he's going to hit me here, I lean to here. See where I'm at? I'm to this side of him. You see? Okay? If my hip is here and I just turn my foot inward, I have the hip here, he goes to move, I'm to this side of him. You guys understand? So what I want to do is I want to create that illusion in him. But at the same time, if I'm worried about a roundhouse punch and I lean, slow motion, he throws a roundhouse, it's a straight punch. Because by the time it meets that angle, it becomes straight. You see? Now, if my timing was off and I came to the inside of the roundhouse punch as he moves, no, go on. He's here, what happens to the shoulder? Am I using strength? Am I using strength? It's alignments. Even if there was a roundhouse and I stepped into it at this angle, that punch is not going to hit me. Okay? What would happen if you put a lot of force, he's going to tear his arm right out of the socket. He's going to do it himself. Same concept of what you guys want. The guy's going to tear his leg out. Okay? All you're doing is using what we call the octagon. Okay? And you see where my foot is here? This posture, this position, this has to rotate backward as the other hand comes in. So as he goes to punch, he can't. I do this, he's really screwed up. I do this, he's going to melt. Okay? You guys understand? So this is all you're doing. You're figuring out motion and movement. The motion and movement you're guaranteed of because your opponent will always be natural when he hits, blank. So you go to martial arts school and you learn martial art technique to be unnatural, then you go out in the street and you're a street fighter is natural. Who's got the advantage? Hate to say it. So what you end up doing, the reason I know this is because of my past, you hit the guy first. All in the name of self-defense. Think about it. It's dumb. It doesn't make sense, does it? You should be able to, if you're in a street situation, he hits, you should be able to do this and control the guy. So you can say, or you don't have to hurt him. You go to the hit again, you don't do this. If you want. Or you can go to the backside. Or again, from here and here. He goes to hit again, where you control him, see? You don't have to hurt somebody. But if you do hit him, you'll kill him. Now, you brought up the story about Kosho last night. Had to do with that partner. And in it, just mess with me. In it, Parker said that he saw me closely do a movement. It was real awkward, and they all laughed. And it was awkward. It wouldn't be street balance. What me closely did with the technique was this. And it was written in Parker's Infinite Insights to Kempo. The guy threw a punch, and they closely dropped below the guy's line of sight, hit him in the foot, and jumped behind him before he could throw the punch. So all these people laughed. They thought that was real stupid. What they didn't realize is if you have timing, if you know, okay, I'm going to tell you, one of the worst things, the most humiliating thing that Kosho ever did to me is he asked me to hit him once. I'm not bad with cooking. I wouldn't know what to fight. And I went, yeah, right. He moved so slow, so moved on time, grabbed me right here, pinched me, dropped me in my knees. That was the most humiliating thing I ever happened in my life. I didn't get taken out with a punch, I got taken out with a pinch. You guys understand? Because if you understand your timing, and I'm using the visual plan, okay, anytime I hit him. And I hit him there, what happened? Am I meeting mass on mass here, guys? No, I'm not. Because his weight is weightless when I make contact. See, so, if anytime you hit, what happened here right here? Blow up. But if my eyes look at slow motion, look at him, then I'm doing this, and I'm picking on mass. You guys understand? When the Kosho went down and hit the guy in the foot, went behind him, what it meant was, yeah, I hit him. He could have gone through me, melted me, or melted the guy. You guys understand? Boom. because before the guy's weight could have transferred from a yin to a yang posture, he was already through and gone. That is the ignorance of Parker at that time. He wanted to see a block and a quick hand technique. And it's also talking about that. I'm just going to laugh. It's nonsense. I do that on purpose. See, this is the biggest danger that you can do to you guys in the martial arts. And I don't know if you've ever had a story like this, or maybe this has happened to you guys. There's a guy in Sacramento. I like him, so I won't mention names. He got a 7th-degree black belt, and he was out at a bar. Started boasting about it. One of the doormen wanted to leave because he was getting kind of loud. So he told this guy where to go. The doorman hit him. Down he went. Broke his jaw. It's, you know, martial arts, when we get so proud of what we do, you know, we can all screw up. I always tell my students the whole idea with the arts is it's supposed to make you calm enough within yourselves to where it doesn't matter. Because I can't be beat. Because I don't care. So if you knock me on the ground, I just get up and say, what's up, screw that. You guys understand that? Because if you walk around all the time worrying about whether or not you get beaten or not, some of you guys have had this experience in class, you're not going to block your punch on time. Because you're so uptight about failure before you've even gone through the process. And good martial artists, they can't be beaten. If they're beaten, oh well, I screwed up. But the laws, and these laws I'm explaining, are flawless. If you follow the laws and principles of Kempo, it's going to work 100% of the time. If it doesn't work, it's because there's a law that you cannot obey. You guys understand when I say laws? Huh? Who does not? Okay. Third eye, Tandi and Hara, centers. Second, maintain 90 degrees if you're going to affect an opponent's movement and motion. Third, always move twice. Next, always go back to where you were. Or if you stay in the same line of movement, your opponent, if it's proper centered with the Akiga, your opponent will always be where you were last. Okay? Always move twice. Body follows the head. So if you're going to do a block, your head's moving, no, your head's moving this way, your head's doing this, wrong. That's disobeying a law. There, we can call some of them laws of physics, which they are, but they're just the way you are. Now, the only exception to that would be is if you had 3 arms or 3 legs. You know, then things would be different. You'd have a whole new set of laws that you'd have to obey. But this is basically what we're doing. We're trying to create an environment for ourselves to be natural, and within our opponent to be unnatural. That's how you defeat it. Isn't that true? Right? It's like you guys, the first time you go out on a date, she asks you, what is the worst kind of restaurant to take your date out to for the first date? Go to the house? Italian restaurant, man. But you know that pasta's going to slip on that white shirt. You're trying to make a good impression, see? You're so busy making a good impression, you drop your whole clump of food all over you, right? Okay? You guys understand what I'm saying? Because it's unnatural in your head or in your mind. Okay, now, let's go back to this. This time I want a fast, rolling, rapid punch, and all you're going to do is strike. All you're going to do is this. You're just going to touch more than once, okay? You're going to step, be natural. So as this guy moves, boom, move to the sides. If you don't want to hit the block the punch, you don't have to. Just touch. Just touch the guy. Watch what I'm doing. Anytime. Anytime. Okay? Just do this. Am I using a stance, guys? Now, see, I got the 90. Okay, so he hits. Hit again. Here's your stance. Now, this guy turns. He's going to meet this now. Keep turning in. Now my dachi's good, okay? Now it's got some bearing, because if I hit here, everything goes, okay? So this is going to flow through. But to do it from here, it's done. Understand? All right, so all you do is hit, hit. Got it? Keep moving, okay? Got it? Get up, work. But throw the punch fast. You guys stay light on your feet. Move this way. You just move slight.
I'll come at you first.
I see you. I'm punching you, right? I know if you're punching emotion, you want to go around flying. And then sometimes you walk right by.
Here, again. Straight, follow through it, right through that. Real straight again. As long as you get that punching you. Is this for the dude? This one. Just as soon as you see my will.
See, I, my hand.
Your head goes first, and then your leg. Almost as if you're doing the